Okay, I am back with a fervor. And I want to show you another great movable chord that we're going to start sliding around on the neck. It's going to have a killer sound to it. And this is actually a great exercise too. It's going to get your hands strengthened up because you're going to have to use 4 fingers to hold the chord down as you're moving it around the neck. So it's a great exercise to work on your dexterity, your hand strength with your fret hand, and get you moving around. So the chord we're going to play, I'm going to teach it to you off of a C major chord. So play your stock C major. And in a lesson earlier, I showed you how you could take your pinky and add a high G note to that chord at the 3rd fret on the high E string. So the chord sounds like this. It's basically still a C chord, just has a high G in it. Here's the C major. Hear the difference without it? Remember, G is in that chord. A C major chord is made up of a root C, the 3rd E, and the 5th G. C, E, G. And then you repeat them with just your stock C major. There's a C again and an E again. And now we're going to add a G again. So you got 2 G's in this one. Pinky on that high E string, 3rd fret. Okay? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start moving this shape around on the neck. Now you're not going to change the fingering. You're going to leave those 4 fingers on those exact strings. This is why this is a good exercise, because it's 4 fingers at a time, right? And all we're going to do is we're going to start moving around. Now I'm going to notate this chord by the 1st finger. Now the 1st finger right now is on the 1st fret. So when I say 1st fret, you play this one, the C with the G. We're going to go by that 1st finger. So if you slide that up to the 3rd fret, just move it up a whole step. So now your 1st finger is at the 3rd fret, play that chord. Same shape, you have a D add 4. Sounds cool, huh? Go back and forth between those 2. Very important, the thumb is over the top of the neck and it's muting the low E string. That's critical. You don't want the low E string ringing on these chords. It'll really muddy it up. So get that thumb over, just bring the wrist up slightly. Don't get your shoulder way up here. It's just a slight, you just want that thumb over the top just enough to mute that chord. Now go up 1/2 step, 1 fret, that's another good one. And we are at the 4th fret with our 1st finger, same shape, and that's just basically an E flat major chord. So now we have 4th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret. Practice moving that around. All right, let's continue. We go up to the 6th fret, so go up another whole step from where we just were. And that's kind of like a C with a 6th in it and a sus4. C6 sus4 is what I would call that chord. It has a real interesting sound. Right, going from the 4th to the 6th fret. 4th fret. And the last one I like doing this is another whole step up. So now your 1st finger is on that 8th fret. Again, same shape. We're not changing the fingering. And that's kind of like a G chord. Has that really high D note in it, right? Much like our C chord, down at the 1st fret has that high G in it. This one up here has that high D note in it. So here they are again. 1st fret, you have your C. 3rd fret, your D add 4. 4th fret's a nice one, that's like an E flat. Then you have your 6th fret, like a C6, because the 6th is in there as well as a sus4. And then 8th fret, you have your G. So here's all of them together. Try going right up the line just as an exercise at first before you start mixing them up. And then you can, when you get good at this, you mix some of the other chords we're working on in with these. Again. Low E string is muted with the thumb. Now we're going to descend. get it going, move it around quicker. Here's me moving all of them up the neck. A little different view. Awesome, awesome, awesome sounds, all created by just taking one chord voicing and moving it around. And you're creating all kinds of melodies, could be parts of songs. You can mix this in with other chords that you're learning throughout this DVD series and create all kinds of new stuff and new sounds. And we're getting out of this first position. We're taking these chords and making musically interesting sounding things, right? So practice that. It's a great one because we haven't really done anywhere where we're keeping 4 fingers down and moving. And you'll see if you're not used to this, your hand, you're going to get a little bit fatigued, especially in this wrist area here. So just, take a break, shake your hand out. If you have both an acoustic and electric, and this is a little bit much at first, try it on the electric first. It's easier, a little easier to play a lot of these chord shapes on electric because the strings are thinner, the action's lower, easier to get your arm around the guitar, right? So you can try it on electric. And a little practice tip, I like to practice a lot of things on acoustic because then when I pick up the electric, man, it's like butter. Piece of cake, can of corn, easy as pie. I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep on rocking.